What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackerz, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. We have a pretty interesting match today, but we'll get to that in a couple minutes. But first, if you haven't seen it before, simple rundown. 100 characters in a tournament, and then each day on the channel, except for Sundays, I upload one of the matches from the tournament. In each of the matches, there's going to be two characters, obviously. I will talk about each character. I'll give maybe a mini moveset pool, maybe some facts about the character. Try to make a mini case why the character might make sense for Smash Ultimate DLC. And then we'll vote down in the comments, but voting is a part of the rules, and there's a few more rules, so we'll just throw that up on screen right now. And as you can see, the number one rule happens to be this is for fun. Why is that a rule, though? It's because we have characters that are assist trophies, spirits, Mii costumes, and characters that are disconfirmed and will not happen for Smash Bros. But guess what? That doesn't matter for this tournament. If you like a character, you want to support a character, support the character. Feel free to drop a vote for him. It's all good. There's no restrictions here. No restrictions. It's all good. Vote for whoever you want. But remember, you do only get one vote per person. How do you vote? That's also simple. Down in the comments, you simply type who the character's, the character's name that you're voting for. You just type it in the comment section. Very simple. You are allowed to vote for both characters if you happen to really like both the characters in the matchup for the day, or if you just don't know who to vote for. You can vote for both. Totally fine. Just by simply typing the word both. Simple stuff. The rest of the rules, though. Double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose twice before being officially eliminated. Once we get to the results for each matchup to determine the winner and loser, if there happens to be a tie, just gonna flip a coin on camera. It's the fairest way to break any tie. And then the last rule is each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for just 1 week. So once the matchup gets uploaded, you have 1 week to get your votes in. If anything comes in after that, they don't count. Simple stuff. So that's those are the rules. So let's get to the results and the new matchup for the day. Alright, so let's get to the results here real quick. So, first up, we're in the loser bracket, remember, so somebody's getting eliminated today once we get these results. And the matchup for the results was, who was it? Dry Bowser was taking on Morgan from Darkstalkers. So, who ended up winning this one? Who won this one? Oh, yeah, Morgan. I forgot. I tallied this up a little bit ago and I forgot. But Morgan ends up winning this one, 35 votes to just 26. So Dry Bowser is done. There's quite a bit of people that are saying Dry Bowser would either work better as an Echo Fighter, which they still voted for him, but he should either be an Echo Fighter or at least be an alternate costume for Bowser, which, how is that not a thing by now? That just, whatever. But yeah, Morgan, congrats, wins, moves on to the next round. She'll be taking on Quote. That's in a couple weeks, but we'll get there eventually. So yeah, Dry Bowser eliminated. So let's move to the matchup for the day. Alright, so the matchup for the day, Jibanyan from the Yokai Watch series is, in fact, taking on Reimu from the Toho project. I hope I pronounced that properly this time. So, let's just jump into it, right? So, okay. Yokai Watch, Jibanyan. Now, it's a name that gets thrown around, right? It's a character whose name gets thrown around a little bit. I think more than anything, Jibanyan is kind of considered the face of the franchise. So if, in fact, Yokai Watch were to somehow get picked for Smash Bros, Jibanyan's going to be the number one most likely character, at least in my opinion. The game, the series has been around, has had numerous entries into the series. It's an interesting little game, but let's go with the character. So like I said, Jibanyan, I think, for me, and I've heard other people say it, which is why I said it, which Jibanyan, I believe, is the face of the franchise, so that's why, if Yokai Watch, wow, I'm just going to repeat myself, so skip that. Let's talk moveset here. So, Jibanyan is like this little cat. I believe it has access, or not access, but it has like sort of fiery kind of powers. It is like a cat-like creature, so you got like slashes. You got, attacks with the paws. You can do stuff with the tails. You can do running attacks. So, I mean, Jibanyan, it's not like the moveset isn't there. I've even heard some people compare the Yokai Watch series in a way to Pokemon. And I guess maybe for some people, seeing Pikachu against Jibanyan would kind of be a dream come true for some people. Like, for maybe some older people, Pokemon versus Digimon, and that sort of aspect would be really cool to finally see in a game, settle it. So maybe something similar to that, Jibanyan. I don't know, like, I guess, I mean, they both are, they're big characters. Pikachu's definitely bigger than Jibanyan by all means, but the character's recognizable, and I think that helps. But again, I always say that helps, but then I always remember Sakura said, you don't have to be recognizable, you just have to be fun and have a interesting moveset. You just have to be a character that's enjoyable to play as. So, and I think that's actually true. And with, I don't know, I look at Jibanyan and I think about the potential moveset for me. I don't necessarily look at the character and go, that would be a fun character to kind of see in Smash Bros. And play as. It's just, Yokai Watch does nothing for me. I'm going to be completely honest in this one, because, like, again, you got to vote for one of the characters, and or you could vote for both, but for me, between the two characters in this matchup, I don't look at it as, I'm not saying it's not worthy by any means, but it's like, you're going to pick Jibanyan over all these other, you could say, more deserving reps that, you know, characters that have been around much longer, that are bigger in not only Japan, but United States, Europe, you know, all over the world. There's characters that have been waiting their turn, and somehow Jibanyan would get picked. I don't know if that would upset people in a way. I guess you could say that about any character, to be completely honest. How did this character get picked before this character? Yeah, okay, I guess that's not the best argument. But Jibanyan is still recognizable. It would still draw a crowd if it were to be announced as the next, or one of the next fighters for Smash Bros. There'd be more people to be like, oh, hey, I recognize that character. You know, I'll take a chance on buying it. And that's what Nintendo has to do with the DLC. Yes, the character should be recognizable, but again, that doesn't have to be the main factor. They are a company, they want to sell it. Even though Smash Bros. Will sell, you still want to get characters out there that people want to see in Smash Bros. Right? Nintendo's not just going to go grab some random character from an obscure corner of the internet and go, they're in Smash Bros. And most people are going to be like, who the hell is that? And, you know, it's not going to, I'm not going to say it doesn't look good, but it doesn't help their sales. You know, I'm not saying, whatever. Let's move on to Jibanyan's opponent here. This one I'm a bit more excited for, a little bit. Reimu from the Toho Project. Now, this was a character, couple months, actually more than a couple months, since Smash Ultimate DLC speculation has been going around. This was a character that I'd never heard of, and I guess the series, or at least I think her first official appearance was back in 1996 or 1998, so she's been around since the 90s. She's definitely an indie character. It's not anybody I personally heard of, but her name is constantly popping up and kind of gaining more and more traction through this whole cycle of Smash DLC. Now, you're going to look at, some people will look at the character and think, oh no, more anime, more weeb stuff, more whatever. How about we set that aside and kind of like look at the character a little bit and a little bit of playstyle. So, big time, I got to give big time credit. Mindless Mage, if you come back for this video to vote again, like you did in the first matchup for her, you get all this credit. So I wrote down a few notes here from what you were telling me, because I did not do this character justice last time. I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything about her games, but Mindless Mage left this big post on her matchup against Heavy Weapons guy, and I learned quite a bit about her, and I kind of did a little bit more research, a little bit more digging into the character, and I kind of thought, like, alright, her playstyle could actually be a little bit of fun. So I have some notes I wrote down on my phone here. So big time credit goes to Mindless Mage again. So playstyle wise, I guess she has like so many different sort of ways she can have a moveset, or just maybe you can somehow combine them all into one. I don't know if that works. If it doesn't, ignore what I just said, but I guess she has inputs like in fighting games, so that's very easy to put in. We already have something like that in Smash Bros. With quite a few of the, not quite a few, but a few of the characters in Smash Bros. Let's see, she has an ability or something called Grazing, which, let's see, Grazing, it makes her invincible to projectiles, so it's like, okay. It could be, you know, the item Franklin badge, you wear that and you're, well, projectiles don't affect you, but it only, she's only invincible to projectiles while dashing. And I thought that would be interesting, because another point about dashing that this Mindless Mage made was, where is it? She could have like an aerial dash. Now, like, what, aerial dash? Nah, that can't happen. Well, think about this for a second. We just had Terry Bogard, correct? And Sakurai gave him a brand new move input thing that we've never had. He got a back aerial. No character in the history of Smash has ever had that. Terry Bogard comes along and goes, I have something nobody else does. So what if Reimu gets something else new that nobody's ever had? What about an aerial dash attack? That would be interesting. So the more I was kind of reading about her here, I guess she would have an incredible aerial game. So if you're into aerial kind of characters and combos like that, this might be the kind of character for you. So she would have very good aerial game. She's got some other stuff. Let's see. Bombs are a part of it. So bombs are a part of the Toho series in general. So how do you use these bombs? They wipe the field of projectiles. Okay, interesting. I could have written this down a bit better, but I don't know. Like using bombs in the moveset aerial. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just characters in general. When I talk about any character coming into Smash Bros, I always say if you could bring something new and different and unique to Smash Bros, I'm all for it. So, big point. If it can happen, give her an aerial dash. That'd be interesting. And while dashing in the air, invulnerable to projectiles. Okay, that could be a fun little play style. And like she's different enough to where I think she would be a very enjoyable character. So again, maybe she's not the most recognizable, but there is a fan base behind her and that's supporting her. And that's the whole reason I did these tournaments in the beginning. Over a year and a half ago, I started these. It was to mainly put these tournaments out there and to see what other people thought of these characters. And for myself as well, to learn about characters I had no idea who they were. Reimu is definitely in that. I had no idea who she was, no idea how she played. And then to have these people from the Reimu for Smash Discord come in and vote and throw down all these different, just make her much more knowledgeable for me to understand who she is as a character. That's what I love about this, and that's what I did. Support your character. Who cares what people say about, like, oh, she's this, or this, and that's bad. Well, that's just their opinion. That doesn't mean she can't get in, right? Support who you want for as long as you want. Eventually, you never know what could happen with Smash Bros, right? We've had crazy things happen in Smash. We had Cloud getting smashed somehow. We've got third-party characters in Smash way back in Brawl with Sonic and Snake. That was always a dream that we're like, yeah, that's never going to happen. That happened. So you never know what could happen with Sakurai, at the head, just coming up with whatever. You never know what Nintendo might say. All right, we want to push this character. We want you to make this character. You could choose other ones, but maybe Nintendo themselves, for whatever reason, was like, Reimu, we want her in the game. Sakurai, you could still pick other characters, but you have to work on her. We want this to make it work, and, you never know what could happen. So, for me, I think just the fact that I've become a bit more knowledgeable about this character, I'm voting Reimu in this one, so Jibanyan is, again, a character I don't necessarily look at and go, I want to see that. I'm still not... I'm warming up to the idea of Reimu. She's still not a character that I'm like, I need to see that. But in terms of envisioning both these characters in Smash Bros, I gotta go with Reimu on this one, big time. So she has my vote. So let me know who you guys are voting for down in the comments. Reimu, Jibanyan, or both. All is good, all is fine. So that is it for this one. So yeah, let me know who you're voting for. Sneak peek for tomorrow, though. Tomorrow we should... Ooh. Okay, tomorrow's going to be a fun matchup. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. Tomorrow's matchup, we have Dante from Devil May Cry. Okay. And his opponent, Doomslayer from Doom. What a surprise. That'll be a... I'm looking forward to that match. To see how that one plays out. But that's the matchup, and then we'll get the results for who. Results for Nakaruru against Dr. Eggman. Probably going to be Dr. Eggman. But we'll see about that. See how it plays out tomorrow. Anyway, that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. And hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.